Well, I guess I'm jumping on the bandwagon. Alright, well, we're back at it. We got finally, we're going to get to this turntable, first turntable, and if you guys watch my introduction, I don't know, I mean, some of you might just be now watching, but I did an introduction. You can go back and watch it or not. It's not that big of a deal. It wasn't all something wonderful, but basically just told you who I am and what I'm, basically what I'm looking at doing. I guess I told you kind of who I am. I go by Wolfman. I got given that name by a friend, I don't know, 30-something years ago. It was sometime in the late 80s, early 90s. Anyway, my name is John, but I go by Wolfman, and my son and I have other channels. Some of you might know Wolf Tick Videos, or we have got that. We've got one called Arkansas RC Newbie. And, but anyway, back to what I was saying. We're going to get into this turntable, and we're going to find out. Now, I got this on eBay, and it did list that it needed a cartridge or needle or whatever. Like I said, I can't remember. I'm learning this stuff. I've said it in the last video. I got this for $19.95, but then now there was shipping of 20-something. I'm in this thing right under $50, I guess. I'm in this thing probably about 45-ish, 50 in that range. Anyway, I want to open this up, and then we're gonna see if I messed up or not. Like I said, you guys don't hold back. Just remember, if you criticize this, I'm 100% great with that. I want criticism. What I don't want is someone to go, oh, well, you should have bought this instead. And then what you use some examples like $3,000. Because remember, I'm on a budget. My stuff's going to be budget for some time. Like everything, I'm trying to put together a system for cheap. And, I don't have budget for $300 or $400 record player, turntable, what do you want to call it. I have a budget for like a $50 to $100, at most $100, because I still got to buy other stuff. I've got a receiver. We're going to see if it works. It was given to me. I got some speakers that were given to me that are not great at all. I'm sure they're going to be horrible. They're like those speakers that are all put in one piece, and you can't pull the grill off them and all. You'll see. But anyway, let's get to this turntable. Like I said, I'm long-winded, hence the name. Rambling Wolfman. I like to ramble on. Waffle, if you're from the UK, I like to waffle. Ramble if or just talk too much if you're in America. Alright, well, first of all, I want to say the person that sent this, looks like they packaged it pretty decent. Oh, another thing real quick. Before I even finish opening this, I've been watching a lot of channels of late, like, I'm not going to name them right now because I don't want to, there's probably about 5 I watch a lot. And they're not real gear driven. Some are gear, and some have gear episodes. But most are music, and that's what I've been into. Okay, the couple, one, Sea of Tranquility, I like it too. I love when he does rates the albums and his opinion, the studio albums, not live albums, just the studio albums with whatever artist. I love stuff like that. It's fun. Even if I don't agree with them most of the time. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. A lot of times I don't, but it's fun to get someone else's opinion. That's what I hope to do here on this channel as well. Just another opinion, not based on anyone else's opinion, but my own. And be able to just talk about stuff and rate it and listen and do, things. Everyone's got different opinions. But what I was going to say is, a lot of people, it's funny because I remember I was watching one channel and they said, it's either in the comments or something that said, well, some guy was talking about who's asking what record player he should get. And he's talking about his records. And somebody commented well, who buys records before they even own a record player? And I started laughing. I do. I guess I've got a whopping 13 records, and I've just got a record player that don't even work. But I'm that guy. I'm the guy that buys records before he has a record player, and I'm fine with that. I think it's great. It's hilarious. So when I saw that comment, I couldn't help it. I was like, I wish I knew which video it was on. Anyway. Lots of bubble wrap. Thank you for the seller from eBay that sold me this. And this is, I don't know. I really don't know much. I know that back in the day, there was you know, certain brands that you really wanted stuff from, that they made great equipment. This is one of those brands. Now, from my understanding, they sourced out some of their lower end stuff and only dealt with their higher end. I don't know if that's true or not. Stuff you hear. This probably don't sound great on camera, the sound of this bubble wrap. But, so I don't know if this is actually made by them or not. I couldn't care less as long as I can get it to work at some point. It's not like I said, I'm into it $50 and I don't exactly have a ton of money to be spending. Like, I got to do this on a budget. Like, when I look for stuff, I'm looking budget. I'm sure some of you guys can relate. And there's sometimes, look, when there are values there to spend more, I get it. But man, I really appreciated the look at all the tape and everything to hold everything together. Anyway, this is the Marantz TT240, and hopefully you can you see that there? I don't know. Hopefully you get a good shot there. It's I know it's not known to be like there's very little out there about this guy, and so it's not known to be good or anything, but it was something that I was able to get for $50, and I wanted, you know, honestly, like I want something newer, but I also wanted something vintage. And to me, vintage is health. To me, vintage is early 2000s these days, maybe 90s and before. And I wanted something that I would kind of consider vintage, I guess. And I don't know, because I might still get, I mean, if I can't find a cartridge or whatever it is I need for this, like I said, you guys got to start informing me. I don't know. The whole cartridge and all that. I'm pretty soon I will know. By the time this might be old now, and I learned what's weird about me is if you want me to memorize a phone number, you can pay me $1 million to memorize it, and it's going to take me forever, and I'll probably never do it. But if it's something I'm interested in, I don't care what it is. Like, I'm a photographer. When I first got interested in photography, I learned at such a pace it was scary. I thought, well, now I'm a lot older, because that was like 25 years ago. So I'm a lot older now. So I don't think if I get into something, I'm going to be able to learn like I used to. So I go to a music store the other day, and I caught myself going, I knew what he was talking about different models and different things, because I've just got to that point now where I'm looking at different models. I'm looking at what's the best value, or what's a budget model that's decent, and all that, you know, record players. And what's funny is I knew what he was talking about, and I could talk about different models too. Now, I DJ'd when I was younger, so I know about techniques and all that kind of stuff. But that's, to me, I never thought of that as being, I never seen anybody use one in their home. Like, those were used like to DJ. I know when they're originally made, they were made to use in the home. But like, I know DJs liked them because they were tanks. I mean, they were durable. You could do different stuff with them. Anyway, I'm on one of my rambles right now. It's just, I don't even know what the hell I'm saying anymore. Where was I going with this? I'd have to stop this and watch it back to see where I was going. Anyway, I wanted something vintage. I wanted something that has character. You know another thing that's funny? Everybody is talking about, everyone's talking about trying to get into records for the sound quality and all that. And I've always heard, and I understand that certain early pressings and stuff, like if you get something that was, I don't know, like the certain deeper tracks or whatever. I know there's certain things that you get a good fresh press off of a certain press, a really high-end player and stylus and all that stuff that's cost great, like house purchase type money and all that, and run it through the right amplification and preamps and all that stuff. I understand it's like the greatest sound in the world and all that. I get it. I get people say all that stuff, but you know what's weird about me is I wouldn't want that. If I wanted all that, I'd listen to digital. You know, I want pops, I want cracks, I want character in my music. Like, I'm a photographer. I've got the latest and greatest. Some of the camera. I'm using a Canon R6 to film this on right now, and I got the little GoPro Hero 10 over here. what's funny is when I go out and I shoot pictures of stuff, depending on what I'm shooting pictures of, if it's pictures of stuff just for me, like if I want to go out and I want to shoot like just snapshots of everyday life, or like some street photography or something like that, I'd rather take one of my older cameras, DSLRs, that have like a Nikon D700, or something that has, or a Canon 5D Classic. Those are old cameras. Some of you that might be photographers know what I'm talking about. The way the images look, they're not perfect. The way the lenses of those cameras are, they're not perfect. They have tons of character, and they're very colorful in their own way. Well, if I'm gonna get into this, that's why I won't be an audiophile. Now, don't get me wrong. As I go, I probably want different stuff that adds a little warmth here, just something that maybe is a little funner to play with or whatever. I'll probably get into all that. But I don't want things to be perfect. If I want it to sound perfect, if I want it to play with absolutely zero background noise or hiss, or, just as smooth as it gets, then I don't know why I would be getting into all this. And I know people are going to say, oh, well, you don't understand it then and all this. I don't, because it would be cheap and easy to get a decent CD player and just listen to CDs. And I do that. But it doesn't give me the character I want. What I want to put on something that before the music even starts, I get that little, you hear all those little noises. I hope it's still, look, that's what I hope it's going to be like. I hope that's what it's going to be like eventually, because that's what I remember from my youth. If it's not like that, I guess I just don't get it. I don't get what everyone's into. But, I mean, to each his own. I'm not criticizing either. I'm not saying, well, if you don't look at it like I do, then you just don't make sense. Don't make sense to me. It don't make sense to me. It makes sense to you. That's great. The thing is what people have to start realizing that don't agree, people that don't agree with each other, I don't care if it's photography, like this is something that drives me nuts in photography. And I hate to keep referencing that, but that's what I'm familiar with. What drives me nuts is when people are so loyal to a brand that's not loyal to them anyway. I'm all about being loyal to certain brands and stuff because it's what I prefer. It's not loyalty to the brand as much as what I prefer using, I'm used to. And then there's certain cameras and stuff that I have. Like I get a bond to them and says, oh, it's just a tool. I don't know, I get like bonded to them. I'm weird like that. It becomes like an old friend sometimes. So you pick up an older camera you used to use a lot, and it's like there's a familiarity, like you're shaking hands with a buddy you hadn't seen in years. And I know that's a reference some people won't understand, but anyway. But man, I don't know why people criticize so hard why other people make decisions or see things a different way, and people just beat them up for it. It's like the people be like, well, I'd rather just not be a photographer if I had to shoot with this brand, Well, that's crazy. And we need people to want, I mean, it's dying off. It's dying off. People are just using their cell phones. It's kind of like the music, you go into digital. It's like, it's dying off. We need people to want to take pictures, period. Especially with cameras. Because there's something it's a lot different with the camera than with the phone. Phone's still got a long way to catch up to camera. But, man, I'm just, in this AI crap is horrible, but it drives me nuts how people will jump on that, and they'll just jump on people that don't agree. Like, right, there are people going to say that I'm stupid buying this, or if I get an LP60 Audio Technica or whatever, they're going to say, well, that's just, it's garbage, or, how about you go, hey, that's great. If that's what gets you into this, that's great. You might want something different long term, but for now I don't see a problem with it. And if you do like that long term, great, good for you. But people are I can see where there's people talking about, ruining your vinyl, your records, whatever, this and that. And it's like, listen, if I'm buying $1.50, $2 records. I will buy more expensive ones too, don't get me wrong. And if I want to listen to them on a piece of garbage that ruins them, that's my prerogative. I own it. It's mine. It's physical. I own it. But if someone wants to warn me and say, hey, I don't know if you know this, but that's going to ruin that stuff, I appreciate it. But I'm already aware that, using a lesser quality product could impact life over 100 or 200 times playing a record. I'm not going to play it that much. I'm sure I'll play it a handful of times. And I'll probably upgrade it. I don't want a whole bunch of force, tracking force and all that. So eventually I'll work on all that. But right now, I just want to play stuff. And I'm playing $1.50 records. That's all I want to do, and play stuff. So this is what I've got to play stuff. I just got to make sure I get it all working. We need to plug it in and see if it even spins. I believe it said it did in the listing. I hope it does. If it don't, then I just wasted $50. So it does have a counterweight. So that's good. I wanted that. It's supposed to be, I think it's supposed to be automatic. It's got the little holder there. It feels okay. It's got the anti-skating. It looks like it's, I guess not. So, oh yeah, that needle's non-existent. Now does that just come off? Do you have to undo this thing? Okay, I loosened that. I'm probably making all the mistakes already. I don't know. I know this doesn't come off from here. I'm trying to loosen that and see if that's what takes this off. Should probably jumping the gun. Probably need to take it down a notch and wait. Maybe I'll tighten that back up, put this back on, and let you guys comment first and calm down a little bit because I'm getting ahead of myself. I do need to see if it spins though, so let's see if it spins real quick, like I was going to do. Let's see if this powers up and see if it spins and all that kind of stuff. I don't know anything what I'm doing here, so. Queuing. Is there a power somewhere? So there's the speed. What is that one? Stop. Queuing. Okay, there's got to be a on and off or something somewhere, huh? I plugged it in. Is there not a power button or something somewhere? Oh wait, what is that? No, that's the speed. Oh, you know what? It might be one of them deals. What? Oh my, I'm looking. It might be one of these deals. Aha. Just don't want to drop that down. It says, nope, put that back. What's this supposed to be on 33? Yeah, okay, it's on 33. Oh, excuse me. Okay, well I'm glad it's automatic, because that right there, if I fall asleep playing something, I want to make sure it was automatic. Guess I need to talk more as I look at this. This is I'm all excited. It's the record player in my house, or in my mom's house. I'm over at mom's house tonight doing this because my house is a little cramped, but in the future we'll probably be over there. So we live in a little cabin. That's good, I just wanted to see. Okay. Matt's nice. So if I wanted to put it down right there, I guess it would work. Then it should grab once it gets to here. And there it goes. Okay. Alright, good. So I feel good about that. Alright, so I just need to work on the needle part of it. Everything else seems to be working good. I don't know. We'll find out. So, okay. Alright guys, well, this is the part where you go in the comments and you say, well, you talk too much, and you spent too much on a record player that's not ready to play records. Or you tell me, that's not a bad buy for that money, and I don't know what it's going to cost me to put I guess that'd be a cartridge, right? Would that be cartridge? Anyway, maybe you're going to tell me I did okay. I don't know, but you're going to tell me something, I hope. Go in the comments and tell me something. And and we'll see where this goes. But that's what we're going to be dealing with. The next thing I'm going to have to do is I think next episode is going to be another rant, I'm sure. And I've got the cheapest stand to start me out with for a record player and a few things and some records. I found one for like $20 something on Amazon. I'll put an affiliate link in there if you decide you want to help the channel by using an affiliate link. I'll put it in there on the next episode, because I think I'm gonna make that the next episode. I think the next episode I'm gonna mess with that stand. I think from now, I think I've ran on enough and talked enough, and I think for now we're gonna call this an episode, and we're gonna move on to something to set this on, and then I gotta start looking for my cartridge, right? Cartridge, or what's the difference between cartridge and stylus? And what about just buying a needle? Like, you can't just buy a needle anymore? Like, what am I doing here? I know that the head shell don't come off or something is a big thing. I don't know. Let me know what's going on. Anyway, make sure you own the music you listen to. Make sure you can actually touch it. And thanks for watching Rambling Wolfman. Rambling Wolfman's always going to ramble. So, it's just part of this. Comes with the territory, I guess, if, I've been given the gift of gab. All right. I think I'm done.